Guys, what is going on? What is going on? It's Pags and we're back with the Code Chronicles. Chronicles. Oh, that needs to go on the earbuds, folks, and the earphones. Yeah, guys, so welcome back to the Code Chronicles. As you can see, there's been some updates to the Dailyo, to our project management system. For those of you who are new, welcome to the Project Management Code Chronicles series. Building this task management system or project management system, it has been a blast, a lot of challenges, a lot of fun. We did it in Next.js, and we have made some wave over the last, I don't know, what would I say, 40 episodes? Can't believe it's that many already. It's actually quite wild. Guys, thank you for riding with me and helping me out and supporting and paying attention to the series. So let's give a brief overview before we dive into some shenanigans. I spent a little bit of time behind the scenes kind of configuring the project store. You can see we have our project selector, did some editing on the layout. So we're getting proper. And I do kind of like this teal color. Something about it's just rubbing me the right way. You know what I mean? So really enjoying it, right? Really enjoying what this product is becoming. I think I think it's something good. We obviously got to fix some mobile stuff, but let's just go ahead and say gap 2. That's fine. Should gap it with everything. Cool. Great. Yeah, so basically this project selector is huge. We have a create project button, which just takes us to the project flow. I clicked it a while ago. We have some bugs. Obviously, throughout the application, there's a few minor ones, but even the project selector, we do have a tiny edit behind the scenes that needs to be done, which is on page load. It needs to fire off the first project, which it's not doing right now. It's defaulting to the first project name, but it's not actually firing off and getting all the project data. Smaller bug. I'm not entirely intimidated by it. We'll figure it out in a moment. But when I go ahead and click on a project, it actually fetches it now. So that's the task associated to this project. Company A got the task associated to this project. So pumped, absolutely pumped, guys. And then, of course, we could build tasks. There's going to be some posting task issues, though, because I don't actually have the endpoint for the project ID being passed into the post task function right now. So we're still migrating over to making this all work, and then we need to do users permissions and things like that, and which user is signed in needs to see which tasks. So there's still a lot of work, but the thing I do want to tackle today, folks, sorry, I've just been beelining straight. Let me take a sip of water, take a beat for a sec. Hold on. But the thing I want to tackle today is gonna be this product page and just kind of get our things back in order. I got the tasks table or the backlog table back in action a little bit. I want to get the project completion component back working and the task completed component. And I did decide we are going to build some sort of calendar team planning type functionality. So I guess that would be the only other service to add. And then also the notifications. So those are actually kind of two bigger ones. At least the calendar one, the meeting one doesn't seem as bad, but the notifications, like doing an audit trail, a paper trail, I'm gonna have to ask Chester on those. But let's go to we could do the project percentage completed project percentage component. Guys, I have been loving ZooStand. It is so easy to use. I am a huge fan. So I just pop in the use project store from the Z store. The Z store is the ZooStand store that we built yesterday, right? So it's just all of our endpoints, all the state management handled here. Here's kind of our state variables, right? If we want to say like cons to use projects, basically, that's roughly what these are for those using React's hooks, right? So think of it like this. For the projects here, that's like what we're doing. But But now the Z store handles kind of all three of these other stores. So where are they? All these other stores. We kind of take out three stores just based on this one. So and I bet if we have a meetings thing too, like a meeting store and a meeting service, we'd probably be able to handle it in the project stores or the Z store is what I'll call it, right? I don't know how we're gonna do it though with the tasks still. That's the only thing that like updating tasks, doing all of our CRUD operations associated to the project. I don't know if that's gonna be different. Meaning our endpoints are now linked up to let's see where the task store .tasks was real quick. So yeah, let me go ahead and do this. But all of our endpoints, they're all linked up to all these different endpoints, and we have a lot of endpoints, right? So I'm wondering where are we at? Pages API, we have all these endpoints, boom, endpoints, more endpoints. I'm wondering where we can streamline and kind of do some sort of like Z store type thing, because it's really this powerful thing, right? Where let's see, project.tasks, I believe is what we want to replace for all these things. But did it work? Did it work for all of them? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, worked for all of them, right? But if we can edit all of our endpoints very quickly and very easily, where they're handling everything, all the CRUD operations, they're not refetching an entire project every time. It's just editing the task and patch updating them. Like that would just be money. That would just be, you know what I mean, right on the nose of what we need. So let's see what the failure is here. I'm confused because I thought we just needed to fetch these tasks. Let's see. Let's see if we get any love on this. We might. Let's see. No, I don't think we are. I think the project's... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me fetch the project. Ooh, hold on, folks. Hold on. Let's pop some tasks in the done column. Let's see. So we'll say init zoo stand, right? Gosh, I wish we had all the tasks from the get-go. We would have so many. Like that would be so cool to see how big this project really got. Here's the ironic part. I put a Taskify project here, so maybe we can ultimately one day regurgitate all the tasks and bring them all up together. I think that'd be really cool. Nice. So we are working. It looks like our bar chart component is working as well. We see the stuff right here, and we see the project completion. So let's add another task. Unsure why we're lagging so much. Could be screen recording again. Could be... Oh, well, we know our post task is working, at least to some degree, right? That's good. That's good. In this project, it looks like we have 7 tasks associated to it. Guys, I don't know if I like the teal color or not. I'm half on board with it, half not. I'm here and there with it, right? I think it looks good. Nice. This is coming together great, guys. This is coming together great. So boom, let's delete. Are you sure? Yes. Boom. That's awesome. So that's literally our landing page, our dashboard page. So that's awesome. I thought that would take a lot longer, to be honest. I guess we could clean up the tasks backlog thing. The base task table is what it was. But really it's a backlog page is what I realized I want it to be. So we may not even have a show more, show less thing. We might just end up just building it out where it's just a firm table of tasks. And then we'll remove, or not remove, but move again kind of some of the stuff. I almost want the categories over here and this over here, and then we have the notifications below. So we'll do some cleaning up here, but I really do like how it's coming together. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to cover a little bit of, our Kanban page is almost like, it's pretty much money outside of the polishing. Like I'm just trying to get everything to that 80% mark where it's functional, it's working. Maybe we don't have the drag operation working that we wanted to do really early on, but at least it's working, right? At least we have most of the functionality working. The thing I want to start building for actually as well is going to be this, while we have the time, is going to be this projects page, right? So let me pull it open. See, we are lagging like crazy, folks. So again, and what we want to do is build some sort of hybrid between these cards where we can kind of manage the project. And then something like this as well, where you can kind of, well, if we're being honest, it'll probably be more of this. So let's kind of steal some things and build out this projects card fully, at least a little bit more. So we have the add project button. Let's see, let's go to that projects page. I really thought debugging stuff would take a lot longer, but I guess we'll at least debugging the front page here. I thought it would take much longer to do all this, right? But it really didn't. I guess we could associate these things to, because I bet, yeah, you know what? Okay, before we hop off and go to the other thing, let's see how this is being done here in the project store. Project store.task. Oh, this is where we edited it all. Okay, task filter, boom. That's perfect because it'll fetch the project, so we shouldn't really have to use the task store very much outside of getting the task column toggled. I wonder if we can include that with the project though. So if we go to the projects endpoint, the API/projects, we're going to have this include. Maybe we can also, oh, you know what though? We don't have a task toggled compound key. So, okay, that's fine. We'll leave that. Let's just make sure that we're not doing any big re-renders, any sort of like just demanding stuff on the DOM. Obviously some endpoints are broken. We know that. That's not the end of the world. Let's see. I'm going to click Company A project. Okay, so yep, looks like these are smaller warnings. I don't see a lot of, we just have a key prop issue on base project selector. Not a huge deal. But the thing I wanted to check for was making sure that we weren't firing off, 80 different re-renders for, guys, for that, what's it called? For, what am I thinking of? For like fetching task, where it fetches 3 columns of task, it was firing off like 60 re-renders, and it might still be doing that, but I think us reapproaching it this way is a lot lighter of a package. It's a one-time data pull where we're getting all of this data from the base selector, and then it's populating into the rest of the project. So, well, it's not coming from the base selector. It's really coming from the Z store is what it is, and we're setting it up in the Z store and distributing that to our entire project, and it's persisting, right? So compared to kind of how I was doing it earlier with the functional store components, but we'll still use those for kind of like API management and stuff for posting and grabbing APIs. I guess I think that would be the easiest way to do it, is just have like one-stop shops for these things. But I guess with Next, that kind of is another level of abstraction, because we can just go directly to our API here, or go directly to directly to our endpoints and just pass them in directly as we need them. per, a component and stuff, but I also don't want to be like regenerating APIs every single time and rebuilding them. I'd rather have the one-stop shop, I guess. So, okay, so before we completely hop off, I think the project percentage component is solid for now. Let's go to the base task table component. Let's kind of wrap that one up a bit, or solidify it a little bit more. And let's see. So we got this one. Let's get, again, just a little color there so we can see what's going on. You can see this color scheme's not working, so we're gonna have to adjust some stuff, but we'll handle that in a bit. The fact that we have data here and it's working is much more important right now. Let's go ahead and look at the users and the assigned users. So we have task.assigned users, project store.task. I'm going to console log this and see what we're pulling in from the store. I don't know if we're including the assigned users with the projects. So let's see. This is the 140 message thing that I'm worried about, because it shouldn't be doing that. It should just be like, obviously our broken warnings, we'll ignore those for now, not a huge deal, but just a few of these. And then when we fetch, it should just be like one data package, which it is perfect. Awesome. So we have tasks and users. Gosh, but how are we pulling assigned users anyway? Task.assigned users. Guys, I'm gonna pull this off screen real quick. Let me go to Prisma, just double check, make sure my key's hidden. Okay, we're good to go. And let me pop it back on screen. Yeah, let's clean this up real quick and figure out how to pull the users in, the project users associated to tasks. So we want to include the users with the tasks is what I'm understanding. So projects, let's go to the endpoint. We have this, and we do include the users though. So let's go to this again real quick. Let's think about this. We're including the user ID. Assigned users, we do have them. Oh, you know what though? This is for projects. I wonder if our project, when we fetch one project, if we have that too. We do. Weird. So I'm not seeing the assigned users. Is that because this project maybe doesn't have any? That could be so. I think it was actually the blockchain project that only had assigned users. Right? So we have users, tasks, assigned users. Here we go. So it is part of the task. Let's check this task, assign users. Let's figure out where those guys are. Figure out where they are, right? But it's in the tasks array is what we know. So let's not pull it in from the task store. We want to go tasks, right? Filter, I guess, for assigned users. Let's see if we could just filter for them right away. No, it's coming back as no assigned tasks. If I remember correctly, we had 2 or 3 assigned tasks, if I remember right? Let's see. Okay, so Taskify, let's see, users, project user, task, user, task, boom. Yeah, we have a few tasks with a few users. But you know what I bet happened is we dropped the table of task, I think, at one point. And I bet those users got dropped with that table, so we need to reassign users. Okay, we're not going to do that then. We're going to pop over to the projects page, because that's stuff I can handle behind the scenes where it's like boring, just figuring out, whatever we need to figure out. So let's go here to the projects table. we're going to pop over to that and let's see, build out this. We're going to say rounded. We have our project, which is awesome, and our add project button. So let's build out some font awesome icons real quick. Font awesome icon, we'll say FA plus from font awesome. That's correct. And I'm going to steal this. Icon, boom. We want FA plus, boom. Okay, okay, looks good. Nice, we got that little guy there. Got background, primary, padding 6, all that stuff. Let's make these tasks a little bit more rounded. We have rounded MD. Let's take that off. Or not tasks, excuse me, the projects. And I'm actually going to make this link a little bit smaller, I think, right? Because it seems pretty big and bulky, right? So we'll say height 2 or something, height 3, right? Okay, cool, great. And we want to wrap this. We actually either want to wrap that with a div or put a padding on the link above it. So we can do either or. We can say margin top 4, just give it some space away from the thing above it. Boom, you can see that. Okay, I kind of want to look at this in a different light for a second. So let's hold on, folks. I don't want to do any background real quick, or I'll just leave it like this. Let's say border B, border B dash gray, 500. That's fine. And then we can take off the rounding actually. And the width can just be width full. Boom. I think that's going to be a much better look for our projects. And let's see. We want the hover. What do we want for the hover state? Hover. BG. What's our background? Primary. I guess we could do the inverse, right? Where we hover over them. So cursor, pointer, boom, nice. Okay. So that's roughly what our projects are looking like. Let's go ahead and give them an H1 actually, make them a little bit more bulky. Gosh, I do not like the lag when everything's recording. It is brutal. It is brutal, folks. So root will with full text, not center but start. Get everything to the left side. Pull in that font awesome icon right here too, and we won't do FA plus. We'll find another one. We'll go FA. I think it's cube is what we're using for all these. My blockchain project, this one, that one, so on and so forth. Cool. So let's do that. We just need to put the key on the parent element, which we're using the project ID. The reason why I did that, I just wanted to be able to control the position of these two and the size of the icon. I didn't want it to be all ginormous like this. So I can do this now, and we can actually put a lot of our hover state and stuff like this on the parent component now. And yeah, we can actually do all of this on the parent. The H1 should just be an H1 at this point. So I'll go ahead and pop that there. Nice, nice. Okay, cool. Looks a lot better. I like it. I like it a whole bunch more already. Maybe we don't even want a H1, but a div, right? Make the text little. We could do that, or H1, one of the two. But so H2, how about that? Class name, we actually want the text to be XL though, I believe, a little bit larger. And that looks about appropriate for a project card. We're gonna go ahead and build out some other things now. For starters, I wanna look at this tasks table thing. I think this thing right here, the my projects and notifications, I think that would be awesome to build in. So let's build for that. So what can we call that? Like base project header, base project stats, maybe base project stats. I like that. So we'll go ahead and obviously we're gonna get some errors. Doesn't exist yet. So let's go ahead and build it. Boom. Still doesn't exist quite yet. We're pulling it from somewhere that doesn't exist. And boom, we're gonna build that file and our components. And now it exists. Say base project stats. And let's go ahead and pull in this card thing again. We could have made that a component. I think I've made that clear a few times, but we're here. It should be working now. Let's just refresh the DOM. And we're gonna wanna import our ZooStand ZStore. So use project store. Let's get a little love. And let's just steal one of these. We'll say store, const project store. Oh, here we go, here we go. So in this way, we have all of our projects already loaded, right? It's already fetched in the store. It's already here with us. So I can actually say projects, like .length, for instance, and we should be able to get all of our projects already. They should already be there. So boom, 5. You see that number? And you can see that here. We have perfect alignment. You know, the vibes are aligning. They got 5 projects. We got 5 projects. That's perfect. That is perfect. So it looks like it's a card within a card too. So I'm going to pop this in here and kind of build this. It looks like a 3x card or something. So we'll actually just do this where we'll say background primary. And yeah, just like that, that's getting pretty much exactly what we want. But I won't do max width here. I'll just say width full. So it takes up the full width of the parent is what we want. So do this though. Let's see. We do want flex call. Or we really want flex row. We don't want flex call between them. What I was confused with was flex call was it was doing flex call with yeah, let me actually just do the thing that I should be doing, because I did flex row, right? But the projects table looks like the header isn't being flex called with it. So I'll go to the parent element here and say div class name. This is why I use fragments a lot too. It's really, really quick when you need to make these edits. So flex and flex call, boom. That should be good to go, I believe. Oh, not sure why we're getting some fetching errors here. Oh, looks like we're pulling in the same deal. Must have pressed a button really quick. Not a big deal at all. Not a big deal. So let's see what the issue is here. Div, it didn't get our last div on that thing we were fixing. That should have fixed it though. So we're gonna exit out of that and wait for the DOM to load while I pop over to our new card. That looks about appropriate. So now if we do flex, boom, we still by side, I believe. We're obviously getting some weirdness there with the height, so that's okay. Try this out, see if this helps. And then on the parent element, I'll actually say with full as well, so it takes up the full 450 deal, but I don't want it to. I don't want it to take up the whole height is what I don't want it to do. So we're gonna try that out, see if that helps the problem. Say max width 450 pixels. Let's go ahead and pop that in, see if that, boom, okay, perfect. That's more like it. And we'll say gap x4 just to give them some margin left and right. And what can I do here? So we have my projects, it looks like. We got that one configured. We have notifications. Probably not going to put that one in there. We could do this guy too, the task stats. But let's think of more stats we could kind of do here. Maybe like team members on this project or something, and then notifications. I think we could do 10 settings. We're not going to do that. That's obviously not it. So let's see. Let's think about it. Let's kind of build these within this thing, just as like little div placeholders. And what they're just going to be is just flex call. It'll make sense in a second when I put the title underneath. So if I say projects or my projects, boom, here we go. And now we have like these little cards within these cards that we can print out here, and they should all actually be left and right of each other. So just like that, with full, we'll say justify between, spread them all out. And that is roughly what we want to do. So I'll say justify center, item center as well. There we go. So now we have our little cards, and what can I do here? I could say grow, margin top 8 even, or 4, one of the two. Let's see what they kind of both look like. We'll do 4. I definitely want the text to be much larger, so we'll say text LG or even XL. Font semi-bold, and just to get that number 5 a little bit larger, right? Say font bold even. And then here we'll actually make the text small and font light. We'll actually do opacity 50 again. We keep doing that. So boom, that looks proper. I like that. I like that a lot. So and I just changed that margin so it's not so tall. And boom, if we now add another stat, we got 3 stats. Maybe this one can be tasks, like all tasks or something, total tasks. I don't know, maybe tasks completed. We could try that. And then team members. How about that? Yeah. Completed. Task. I like that. I think that's perfect. So task completed and team members. Boom. Now the tricky part is we're going to have to pull in all those things from the project store. I don't think it's going to be horrible. It's just going to be some mapping. So we'll go project store. Let's think. So project store dot project, because it's this project that we're concerned about when measuring these items. So I'll say project store dot tasks, and we want to map each task. Or actually we want to filter, I believe, each task and say tasks dot task status equals. How do we do it on these base project percentage components and stuff? We pulled in the task status. Oh, right here, boom. Last status is this. Yeah, this is what we want right here, boom. So we want, I'm just gonna go ahead and make it a object. So we don't need task store column toggled, or maybe we do actually for this. So let me see, task store, boom. Let's pop that in here, instantiate it. Here we go, const task store equals boom. That should actually return what we want. And this method, oh, it's going to keep running. We don't want that. So let's make it a method. So we'll say const completed tasks. Boom. And we can return this actually and return the length of it. And I believe that's going to be, oh, sorry guys, I'm getting a little bit of lag here. I feel like I'm gaming. Getting some lag, guys. Getting some lag. Okay, so boom. We can instantiate that. Let's see if that worked. Task completed. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't work. You know what I mean? That would be pretty beast if we pulled that off. Just off rip again, folks. Let's see. Chunk error. Love to see it. Task completed. Dang it, guys. Dang it. Task completed, 0. Which task did we complete stuff in? You know, which project do we actually do the do, you know? Let me just go to the base column real quick, because we have this logic built out pretty right here. I believe it's this one right here. Last task equals task status, or status. Where are we setting the status? Tasks. Oh, that's index, right? Filter by task status. Oh, did I map? What did I do? Last status equals the task column toggled. I'm pretty sure that's what we want, right? Let me just hard code done in real quick. That's how we were measuring the task status. And better yet, let me not even filter. I'll just map. Boom. Okay, looks like we had 2 tasks completed in that project, whichever one it was. The first one. Let's go to the second one. We have 6 tasks completed. Nice. So let's go to the Kanban table just to double check. So that's not correct because it's saying completed. We want completion. That's just total tasks. Okay. Let's think. So I'm gonna cancel it here. Let's go ahead and say console.log. We'll go ahead and get the project store. We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Pull up the project. Oh, you know what? Do I want to do... We'll default that to 0 if there's not a, right? Okay, so we want project dot... what is it? We want project dot tasks, right? Let's see, map. I feel like we're not getting the task status or something, right? Because I don't see it in the autocomplete here, which could be just the type we're not instantiating in ZooStand. Status. Let's see if that pops up. Undefined. Yeah. So I don't think we're pulling in the task status with the tasks. Let me see. Let's pop this open. So here's 2 tasks. Looks like we do have task status with it. Task status at the 0th index. Let's see what that is. Task status ID dot task status name equals task store dot task column toggled, right? There we go. Because we have no task completed. That's what we were missing, folks. It was just the .task status name, I believe. So we can go ahead and get out of this console log and just return this function. Boom. I believe that's actually correct. So let's try it out. And team members, I think we just measure the length of the amount of users on this project, right? So we can say just project users dot length, and I think that'll handle that piece of data. Let's see if we. Boom. Get rid of this one. Okay. So I think that should fix everything, right? So no task completed on the blockchain project. So I don't know why it said 2. And there, I think, is 6 tasks completed there. Nope, only 2. So, and let's default all of these to 0. That's what the double pipe here means, is just default if, technically it's or, but you can use it as like default. So if the first thing's not there, it'll opt to the second thing. Okay, so we're having some issues there, but overall, digging it, right? Team members, 3 team members, 2 tasks completed. 6 tasks completed. I don't think that's proper. Oh, you know why? It's actually, maybe we're toggled on a different column, potentially. Maybe it's not on the done column. Maybe it is toggled on a different column. So when we are doing task store.task toggle column, maybe it actually is doing the right numbers. So let's go ahead and try to toggle this done column, and then I will go ahead and let's see, toggle this, boom, because that is going to affect, right, how much is done technically. But if we're in the projects file and then it's saying there's task completed and there's obviously none in the done column, that's an issue. That's a bug, folks. So completed task. Oh, we did do that. Okay, so maybe we do want to reserve something for notifications. Yeah, let's go ahead and plan for something like that. Hours spent, we can calculate again. Doing something else. So let me think. Users. Maybe we want total tasks instead of task completed. Problem solved. You know what I mean? 2 birds, 1 stone on that. So boom, projects task.length, and we'll just go ahead and not use the completed task for this one. We'll use it for that second card below. So boom, this should be a pretty lightweight component because we aren't doing any store calls, no second re-renders. It's all just pulling data that's already there and delivered on the DOM. So, oops, I clicked on the project creation button. Okay, so awesome. Yeah, total tasks. Oh yeah, let's go back. Total task, that's about right. There should be 6 total tasks. On one of them, 2 on the other. Team members, none. My projects, 5. That's just perfect, folks. That's just perfect. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I think this is a good time to wrap it up. I'll just go ahead and say width 450 or min width 450, something like that, right? On this. Yeah, guys, I like it. I think this is coming together great. We have another awesome deal. So I guess one final touch I can add, like the user's name, and then put in this little icon as well, like Taskify team and stuff right above it. Wouldn't hurt, I suppose. So let me do that real quick. go ahead and pop that in real quick. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Boom, projects. And again, what are we going to do? Our frag trick. Boom, flex call. We may not have to do with full. Oh, we do. We do. Okay. Nice. And projects, I will just say project stats or something, or stats even. Or how about overview? That seems appropriate. Look at that, folks. Look at that, right? It's pretty cool. It's kind of a big gap. We'll have to get some sort of normalized layout situation. And then what else can we do on this side, right? So I guess we'll have some sort of left and right side similar to the dashboard page. So I'm going to have to figure out some sort of normalized way to kind of make sure everything's consistent, you know, all that stuff. So let's see, flex call. We don't want project stats. We'll say base project cards. How about that for this next one? And I'll start it, but I'm going to pop off after kind of getting that component roughly built out, just the HTML of it. Let's see, boom, new file, base project cards. And I'll pop that in there. Template, let's go ahead and copy our template real quick. Boom, new component. Okay, and we're going to steal the base project card component, or at least a lot of it. So I'll just go ahead and pop that over here. Difference is we don't necessarily want to do this quite yet. And let me just get rid of these other cards because it's actually just going to be a bunch of cards next to each other. So base project cards, what are we missing here? Am I missing a closing div? I think I am. All right, so base project cards, and this is roughly what I'm thinking, folks. So let me grab that header as well. Let's build this. Boom. Okay, so we have the header, and then instead of max width 450. We'll just go ahead and make these cards individual is what it looks like. Like they're built a little different, it looks like, on the UI. If I pull this up, they have these like double spots, looks like an icon above it, and then so they're just a little different. Maybe we'll put stats there or something, right? Maybe we don't need this extra div around it. We don't need max width full. We'll just do this. And I think that's actually our card right there. So if I pop two of them in there, we can maybe not do flex call right here. Actually, no, we'll need to build another div, and this one will need to be flex. There we go. Boom. Okay, so these are going to be our cards. That div to div is going to be our cards, and we can say gap x 4 or something. And instead of my projects being part of this stat, it's actually going to go outside of this div, it looks like. Just like that. So this we could say text center. Or maybe it's width full is why it's not. Yep, there we go. Okay, that's what we needed. So let's steal this one for the card. And I'll say project stat card. Let's go ahead and build that render template for it. So project stat card. Oops, didn't do that right. Boom. Oh, did not mean to do that, folks. Okay, boom. So there we go. We have our stat card. Now we could pass in stats if we want, and it should be able to handle it. So I can go ahead and do this. Let's say stat, and I'll say number. How about that? And instead of hard coding as 0 there, let's just go ahead and pass in our stat prop. And then we're getting a red underline because we're not passing any stats. And this would be like our project length. So we can go ahead and say 1 or 2, right? Whatever our stats are that are important. I'm looking at it again, actually. It looks like they're a little different. Looks like they have the stats underneath it, and then the icon goes in the thing. So not a huge change. We'll just go ahead and pop that here, and this will be icon. So we can import our font awesome icon. And looks like we could say FA check. FA check, boom. Looks like that would be one of our icons. So maybe we could pass in an icon also with our props, so we're not passing in the same deal every time. Maybe I can do this potentially. Unsure. Let's try. Will that work? Nice, and it does. That's awesome. That is awesome, folks. So let's try text center, see if that's gonna center us. We have a justify between, which we don't want. We want justify center and item center. We can actually go ahead and say scale like 200 on this. Ooh, but not the whole thing, just the icon is all we want to scale. That's all we want to scale, just the icon, folks. So I'll go ahead and say scale 200%. Nice. There we go. Do a little padding around it even, and boom, that is it. Those are our cards right there. So now we can wrap these cards just like this, and sorry guys, getting a little bit of a lag deal. Boom, gap 4, and now we have all of our cards just like that. So we can pass in a number with them, like some sort of use state thing, right? So let me just, for instance, show how we can use this. Port use project store from ZooStand. Let's say const project store, boom. And let's see if that will go to the right spot. We could say project store dot like projects. Let's see, projects dot length, right? Something like that. And boom, we see the stat pop up. So that's awesome. We know it's working, which is great. So now we can just loop through as many cards as we want. We can actually even build on top of that. We can actually build this into a loop function, right? Where we could say, let me get that data thing back, or this divider back, and call it data. And I'll say const. We could say projects cards or something. And this is actually just going to be an array of all of our cards. So I could say statistic, right? The stat we want to pass in. And this is where I'd actually say like project store dot projects length or something, right? And then I can actually say the icon here as FA check, I believe. And then instead of building these out like this and hard coding it like a nerd would, you know what I mean? We want to we want to do a loop, right? So project cards dot project card, right? And boom, now we pass in our project card right here. Or I suppose this would work. So we're getting a red underline just because we need to use our key. And I'll go ahead and set index right here. And we could say, instead of all this jazz every time, it'll automatically handle it. We just need to add stuff to the project card. So we can pass in the project stat and the project card icon. And I believe that should still work. And then instead of having to add stuff now to our template and stuff, we can actually just go right here and just add more of these, and it should just auto handle it just like that. So that's awesome. And then we can obviously do, you know, like project like however we need to calculate stuff, we'll just put it right here, and this will handle it all. It's already handled for us. So pretty cool if you ask me, right? Guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and I guess the other thing we could put into is also not the stat, but also the text. So it won't always say like my projects. It should say different things. So I'll pop that here, put the text, and then also we need to add it to our project card. So I'll delete these cards real quick. Say text, say my projects. For example, for the first one, obviously we already have that. And this is now expecting 3 arguments instead of 2. So we'll say project card dot text, and boom. Oh, we spelled project wrong. And that should solve that. So then we can literally add whatever we need. All of it's handled within this one array of data, if you will. So if we're like, oh, it's actually not called projects, we actually need the notifications, we just change it there. And now we have notifications, right? And likewise here, you just copy them down, add all the stuff we need. And I guess I could do, instead of flex, it could be like flex wrap. So it starts wrapping around instead of all the cards popping out, you know, and getting squeezed. So yeah, I like it, folks. I like it. I like it a lot. And I guess we could add some CRUD operations to this projects table, because that's no different than this, right? But we need to be able to like edit, change projects, maybe see users on them on a bird's eye view. So guys, thanks a ton for chiming in and watching and making it this far. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the episode up here, and I will catch you on the next one.